hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
Motherfucking podcast.
June 12th did his show out there in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? We was all, I know, when I saw Israel and this Iran war, you know what I'm saying, that's definitely popped off. Diddy trial. So the jurors, the Diddy trial updates, you know what I'm saying? The juries, the juror. Wiz Khalifa went on Jimmy Kimmel, you know what I'm saying? And of course, a lot of people always ask this nigga about his weed habits. Yo, high is not lasting, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? 30? That's a lot. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? It's the middle of the week. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? June 18th. You feel me? It is a 12:20 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Hope all y'all been doing good. You feel me? Hope y'all been doing cool. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all missed the podcast yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I definitely missed recording. You know what I mean? But you all know it's a bunch of shit going on. Usually when I don't record, you know, it's just a busy ass day. You know what I'm saying? I had a bunch of shit going on with these kids activities, you know what I'm saying? One of my sons was a part of the Kings and Queens Rise, the Kings and Queens, a little black program that they're doing out here for the black youth, because it's a lot of black youth being killed and dying out here at an alarming rate, you feel me, in Sacramento. So the Kings had put together this little foundation, you know what I'm saying, along with the black mentors of Sacramento, and a bunch of other foundations and organizations, you know what I'm saying, came together and put together this little basketball program, you know what I mean? So kids got to play on the Kings court, you know what I'm saying? They got to experience the whole arena in the back, you know what I'm saying? Arcades in the back and Chick-fil-A sponsors, so they was fed, you know what I mean? All kind of shit. It was a dope event. That was about 4 hours, so you know what I'm saying? That's where pretty much all my time was, you know what I mean? Along with it being hair day at the same time to get my hair done. So it was just a lot going on from the morning to the end of the day, you know what I mean? If I would have filmed when I got home, I would have been editing until 2 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And putting an episode out, waking up and putting another episode out. So I just went on ahead and didn't put nothing out, you feel me? But I had everything written down, you know what I'm saying? So everything I got from yesterday is gonna be today, you know what I'm saying? All the news and all that type of shit, you know what I mean? Updates on the Diddy trials and all that shit. I told you I'm gonna keep y'all updated on that, you know what I'm saying? Definitely got some more news on that, you feel me? But yeah, that's why I didn't record yesterday though, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot going on, you know what I mean? Y'all already know how it is, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, today is Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? June 18th, you feel me? The heat is creeping up, you know what I mean? It's getting hot than a motherfucker out here, you know what I'm saying? It's getting to that type of heat where you just fucking sitting there doing not a goddamn thing and you wipe your forehead because you just sweating. Ain't even working a muscle up or nothing. Ain't even working up a sweat at all. Just sweating because it's just dry motherfucking heat just sitting there, you feel me? If you don't have AC, you ain't in the house. If you outside, it is that type of weather where it's just fucking hot, you feel me? 99 degrees, 100 and shit, you know what I'm saying? We ain't touched 100 just yet, you feel me? But we definitely been in the high 90s, you know what I'm saying? So it's ugly. It's getting ugly. But yeah, though, yeah, I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed the last episode from Monday, you know what I'm saying? Episode from Monday where I put y'all up, you know what I'm saying? Young Thug, when he went on the stream with Aiden Ross, said he finna say fuck the music. Aiden Ross was showing him how much that nigga making a month just from motherfucking 16 streams. He said he brought in like 600 and something thousand, you know what I mean? And another one he showed him was 340 something $1,000 revenue from whatever he was fucking doing, you know what I'm saying? So Young Thug was like, goddamn, I'm done making music, goddamn it. Also put you up on Nelly and Ashanti got their show coming, you know what I'm saying? They got their little show, reality show coming. I had touched on this few episodes back, you know what I'm saying? Talked about them bringing this shit to fruition, but now it's finally here. They got their show coming exclusively on Peacock if you want to check that shit out. You know what I mean? Diddy had another Diddy update. He was asking for a mistrial because they released another black juror, and he feeling that it's down to the race card at this point. So he want a mistrial, but the judge said, nah, he ain't giving you no motherfucking mistrial. The judge been denying everything that nigga Diddy been sending at the judge. Goddammit, the judge been dropping the gavel and saying, fuck no, we not doing that. Nope, you not getting this. Nope, we not doing that. You feel me? So the judge ain't playing with that nigga, you know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, son, touched on that little spoiled motherfucker trolling 50 Cent on Father's Day of all motherfucking days. You want to troll your motherfucking successful, rich-ass millionaire, probably damn near close to a billionaire ass dad on Father's Day about some bullshit. You know what I mean? Marquise Jackson definitely touched on that. You feel me? But that was episode 262. You know what I'm saying? Today's going to be episode 263. You know what I mean? 263. You know what I'm saying? What I got for y'all today is 4 little topics as usual. You feel me? First, we going to talk about how Drake called a politician a motherfucking goof for being at the Kendrick concert. God damn it, we're going to touch on that. I'm going to touch on some of this war shit that ain't nobody seem to be motherfucking talking about. No news anchor, no motherfucking headline news, no nothing. Unless you searching for this shit, it's the only way you going to know, or you watching Kons podcast. You feel me? I'm going to update you on some of this war shit that I ain't touched on in a minute. The jurors in the Diddy trial was shown some of the goddamn freak-off tapes. We're going to touch on that. And Wiz Khalifa said that how much blunts or joints he smoke a day. And goddamn it, I'm definitely going to have some final thoughts on that shit. But yeah, this is episode 263. That's the 4 little topics, you know what I mean? That's what we're going to be going over today. You know what I'm saying? So if this your first time here, you just subscribed yesterday, or you just subscribed Monday, you seen Monday's episode. I've seen a lot of viewers touched on that one. You feel me? So if you just subscribed, this your first time here, this is Kons motherfucking podcast. You feel me? Tell your friends about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button on this shit early. You might as well hit the like button now. You know what I mean? Especially after you heard the topics that we gonna be going into. You know what I'm saying? But this is where we go over news, headlines. You know what I mean? Shit that done made a headline. Shit that done made news. Shit that done went viral. Shit that done been on your homepage when you clicked on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You got in Google, it's showing you them random headlines, or you clicked on MSNBC.com or something, and then you see them random headlines up there going on with the world. You know what I'm saying? You clicked on Hip Hop DX, you know what I mean? Seeing them headlines. I'm touching on pretty much one out of all of these sources, you know what I mean, right here on Kons podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You feel me? And I'm gonna keep you updated on Diddy trials, you know what I'm saying? News and headlines and all that shit I'm gonna keep you updated on, you know what I mean? Even touch on previous cases that I might have touched on in previous episodes. I might go back and update you on certain shit that didn't happen since the last time I talked about it type shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, though, that's what we do right here on Kons podcast. So if this your first time, hit the subscribe button. You feel me? If this your first time, tell people about it. Hit the share button. Share this content. You free to share this content wherever you want to share that. You know what I mean? Put it out there to the world. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know about it. You feel me? But yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay. Hit that motherfucking lazy boy. Kick your feet up. You know what I mean? So without further ado, you know what I'm saying? Without no more banter, chatter, you feel me? Let's jump into episode 263. So Drake has seen a politician, a Canadian politician, seen that he attended the Kendrick Lamar concert, Kendrick and SZA, on the GNX tour. You know what I'm saying? He attended when we all know Kendrick, I believe, June 12th, did his show out there in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? We was all, I know when I first seen that date and it said he was touring in Toronto, I definitely was like, oh shit, this nigga finna perform They Not Like Us in Drake's home motherfucking town. You feel me? I was definitely hype about it. So a politician from Canada definitely was in attendance. You know what I'm saying? And Drake had got wind of this and seen it and called the nigga a goof. You know what I'm saying? Called him a goof for attending the goddamn concert and had the politician coming out his mouth typing and shit, talking about I'm sorry and motherfucking Drake's the king of the town and he's done so much and blah blah kiss ass glazed Drake type talk. You know what I'm saying? And then he ended up saying, oh, I was only there for SZA. I didn't even go for Kendrick. So he really is a goof in my eyes if you coming out apologizing, my nigga, for buying your motherfucking ticket, my nigga, and going to the concert like you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So this next little clip you about to see is Academic breaking down this situation of his best friend, Drake, calling this Canadian politician a goof for him attending the concert. Check this clip out.
Drizzy Drake is now, he's gotten his apology from a Toronto politician who popped out to the pop out in Canada, which obviously is the Grand National Tour. And apparently he was at the Kendrick and SZA tour while Kendrick is crip walking, talking about not like us. Now, he apologized, and this is after Drake called him a goof. Now, shout out to Six Buzz, a photo and post courtesy of them, says Jagmeet Singh was spotted in attendance at the Kendrick Lamar show in Toronto. Okay, this is a politician. Now, it looked like Drake, who never really responded to him at 12:47. Okay, so Drake must have been scrolling on the gram and seen it. And Drake says to him, and he even posted a story, "You're a goof." I love that Toronto term, goof. You don't even add the Y to it to say goofy. You just say, "You a goof. You a goof, fam. Fam, you a goof." Anyway, this is after Jagmeet has mentioned him 2018. Said, I guess he got a follow. He says, honored. Thanks for the follow. 2019. 2020 even mentioned. And by the way, Drake has been like this lightning pause for people who are running for office to say, I mess with the hottest rapper in the game. I'm cultural. So they've kind of used or referenced or mentioned Drake to try to get elected. So you could understand why Drake sees a guy who's been, kind of piggybacking slightly off of his name and his stance in the city to get a public office. He gets a public office and a battle happens in hip hop, and the dude is at the concert acting like he's going against the person who he wanted support from. And not only that, going against what the city seemingly would think about that move. So Drake says that, and the politician comes back around and he cops the blame. He says, hey, I went to the concert for SZA, not for Kendrick. I was born in this city. I love this city. But real talk, I get it. I shouldn't have gone at all. OVO and Drake have lifted up this city and Canada. For me, it will always be Drake over Kendrick. Brother, you're a day too late and a dollar too short. The cultural awareness I keep saying of some Torontonians, and again, I know this is probably the most I've ever criticized Toronto. Y'all know I love y'all. But some Torontonians, y'all lack of awareness, social awareness, climate awareness, especially when it comes to this, is astounding. You went to the concert of a guy who, even on social media, people are saying, we can't wait for him to call Drake a pedophile in his own city. That's the concert you went to. You're a politician that probably got certain connects. If you wanted to be tucked off away, you could have been in a suite. You could have been wherever if you just love SZA. Now, understand, by the way, if you've never been to their show, it's not like you watch SZA first, then Kendrick. They switch in between. Switch. So you're gonna consume Kendrick even if you go to see SZA. But this nigga clearly wanted to be seen. All right, him saying this now is him now thinking about his political future and thinking about his ass. Which I look at that and be like, I don't think Kendrick gonna throw up some of the story saying please vote for this man. So again, and by the way, I do see people say, yo, why would Drake post this to his story, right? They said, well, Drake's sensitive. Why would Drake post this to his story? Drake is still in his feelings. Well, as I told y'all before, the TDE niggas supposedly want, I'm telling you, they in their feelings. Drake people probably in their feelings too. Everybody in their feelings. This is a very personal battle. This is a personal beef. It's a personal vendetta. This is something that I don't think these guys are going to be able to heal from for a while, if they ever heal at all. So, I understand Drake doing that. Also, Kendrick did something similar. Well, not that he posted it to a story, but Snoop Dogg admitted Kendrick felt a certain type of way when he commented on the Taylor Made song, and he was just like, he thought it was in the spirit of battling, so he wasn't gonna knock the fact that Drake used his voice. Kendrick didn't fuck with that. Kendrick, he's playing for keeps, and you know, again, Drake's playing for keeps as well. Again, same thing happened on both sides. It is what it is, but that was a stupid ass politics.
See, as you seen, you know what I'm saying? That was academics. He was giving Drake his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Said he liked the word goof and all that. You heard academics, you know what I mean? But we know he is a #1 fan, stan of goddamn Drake, you feel me? Israel. So Israel and this Iran war, you know what I'm saying, has definitely popped off. You feel me? We definitely, if we wasn't on the brink of war before, we definitely closer to that shit getting on the brink of war now. You know what I'm saying? So usually in war talk and war rules, you know what I'm saying, you don't really fuck with a motherfucker's place where he is mining for nuclear weapons or housing nuclear weapons. You feel me? In wars, you don't really fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? You might bomb military bases or whatnot and this and that. But now in wars, they don't really fuck with the nuclear sites. You know what I'm saying? Because that can definitely incite a bigger war. You feel me? Just to put y'all up on the little game with this war shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So Israel had just recently bombed Iran's nuclear site. You know what I'm saying? So this definitely ignites a war for sure. You know what I mean? And ain't no telling who else is all gonna get involved. You know what I mean? If World War III wasn't imminent before, it is definitely getting and itching closer at this point. You know what I'm saying? So Israel had just launched a devastating attack on Iran and hit its military sites along with its nuclear sites. You know what I'm saying? Iran has definitely struck back by sending over 100 drones to Israel. Drones and missiles. You know what I'm saying? And then came out and put on the news and talked some shit and said planned it'll be more to come, as both sides have said this about one another. You know what I mean? They both said it's going to be more to come after this for sure. So letting you know that it's definitely war going on. You feel me? So these next little clips you about to see is a video of the report and also a video on what to expect and what could possibly happen if Israel and Iran really went to war. Who's going to get involved in all that? So this is going to be 2 clips. I'm going to blend them in together. The first is going to be the report and the second is going to be of what I just said. Check these clips out.
Multiple explosions rocked cities across Iran and Israel, killing civilians and wounding dozens. In this video verified by CNN, we see the dramatic moment a missile is intercepted near a military headquarters in Tel Aviv.
Okay.
The retaliatory Iranian strikes came less than 24 hours after Israel launched an unprecedented attack on Iran, hitting key sites in the nation's nuclear program and killing some of the country's highest-ranking military leaders. Both sides have warned that there will be more to come.
Imagine what happens if Israel and Iran go to war. It starts with an Israeli airstrike on Iran's nuclear site. Iran hits back. Missiles rain down on Tel Aviv. From the north, Hezbollah launches rockets into Israel. From Iraq and Yemen, drones and missiles target Israeli. Israel strikes Beirut and militia bases in Iran, key sites deep in Iran. Russia and China step in, but cautiously. Russia backs Iran diplomatically and shares intelligence. China urges peace, fearing energy supply disruptions, and boosts naval patrols near the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia and the UAE quietly support Israel to weaken Iran. Qatar stays neutral, calling for peace. The U.S. sends weapons and intel to Israel. France and the U.K. push for de-escalation, but support Israel's self-defense. Inside Iran, protests erupt over war and the economy. Israel faces rocket fire from multiple fronts, but the real danger? This war could spread beyond the Middle East, dragging in super...
You know what I'm saying? This shit is brewing. Like I've been telling y'all on this podcast, it is brewing. You feel me? I ain't covered it in a minute, but as you see, it is still happening. You feel me? The jurors in the Diddy trial. So the Diddy trial updates, you know what I'm saying? The jury, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? They have been shown the freak-off tapes, you feel me? It said it's about 6 or 7 of them, and they looked at about 10 to 12 minutes each one. Freak-off tapes was shown them. They was looking at them in court, and they said they put earphones on, and it was said it was written in this report that you can hear the moans and the sex sounds all in these motherfuckers' earphones and shit. The awkwardness that must have been going on in that courtroom while they was, goddammit, watching motherfucking Diddy porn in the courtroom had to be motherfucking sharp as the fucking awkwardness in the world in the air had to be motherfucking thick. You could cut it with a goddamn knife. You feel me? So yeah, what they looking for is if Cassie was into it, you know what I mean? If she was into it or not, you know what I'm saying? Without seeming like she was being forced or coerced by Diddy. You know what I mean? Because she's claiming that she was not into none of this shit. She claiming that she wasn't into none of it at all, and never even wanted to partake in none of this shit. That's her claim in her testimonies, you know what I'm saying? So they're trying to see if that's a lie or no, you know what I mean? So that's what they're looking for in these tapes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and also, you know, recently episodes when I was covering this Diddy case, we all know the text messages that came out with Cassie texting Diddy, talking about she couldn't wait for the freak off, couldn't wait for Diddy to fuck her raw and all this type of shit, and she was texting Diddy. So I don't know, it's not really looking good for Cassie as far as her saying she wasn't wanting or willing to attend these freak offs, you feel me? So this next little clip that you're about to see is a TMZ video of them two talking about it. Check it out.
To show these videos at the end rather than the beginning. A lot of people thought they'd show it at the beginning to kind of set the stage, but in a way, it's certainly more dramatic. And yes, and drama is a part of litigation, trying a case, and it is more dramatic when you have all the testimony in the backdrop than to suddenly show what everybody's been talking about.
What they've been waiting for, really, because they were told during jury selection, right, you are going to see videos, you are going to see photos, are going to be graphic of a graphic sexual content. So now they got.
I think the big deal today is that the jury watched snippets of these freak-off videos.
They saw a bunch of them. They didn't see a full video. What we're told is they were shown snippet, like 30 seconds of several different freak-offs. Remember, they have all these videos that were recovered presumably at Diddy's off hard drives that Diddy had, right, but and different devices. We know that Cassie had provided some that she had on devices, but they got to see these things, and it was not played for open court. It was literally just on monitors that each juror got to see. They had headphones on. Even the attorneys on both sides, they didn't see it in open court. So just for the jury. What we're told by people in the courtroom is that our producer is in the courtroom and said that a lot of the guys were watching intently, but not necessarily creepily, but watching it, you know, wanting to see what's going on here. There weren't any audible gasps or anything. Everybody.
This jury has been so impassive the entire trial that it's so hard to read them. But I gotta say, the importance of the freak-off videos, it's not just to be salacious. One of the things they're going to be looking at is Cassie and seeing, you know, is she into it? Is she into it?
Right.
And, you know, that's what the defense is arguing. The prosecution is saying behind the scenes there was plenty of pressure, plenty of coercion.
Right. And they talked about it when she was testifying.
Right.
Because I think obviously they knew that these videos are going to be played. They certainly recognized that jurors are going to be looking at that, and that's why they had Cassie address that, saying that yes, I did it, but I was doing it because I was pressured, because he is threatening me, and that this was all I was in his life, was the thing to be brought out for freak-offs, and that he never did anything to help my career. This goes to whether or not Diddy was trafficking her, and the jurors got to see this whole thing play out in the freak-offs.
It could also go to racketeering if she was extorted.
Right.
But I gotta say, just days after the trial began, the testimony began, they showed the prosecution showed jurors still images of a few freak-offs, and it's interesting because we're now close to the end of the prosecution's case, and they chose to show these videos at the end rather than the beginning. A lot of people thought they'd show it at the beginning to kind of set the stage, but in a way, it's certainly more dramatic. And yes, and drama is a part of litigation. They're trying a case, and it is more dramatic when you have all the testimony in the backdrop than to suddenly show what everybody's been talking about.
What they've been waiting for, really, because they were told during jury selection, right, you are going to see videos, you are going to see photos, are going to be graphic of a graphic sexual content. So now they got to see it.
Now we can't, at least personally, I can't say who's a winner and who's a loser in this, because it all depends on how the jury receives it. And if we could get some kind of a noticeable reaction from jurors,
right,
that would be one thing. But they are so impassive.
What's interesting is, even if there had been, so let's say that there was a gasp, we still wouldn't know. We wouldn't know what they were gasping at.
Right.
Which in a way would be worse than we'd all sit there going, well, wait, what happened on that video?
Right. But it is really hard to read this. I mean, look, everybody has opinions about this. There are 12 people in a box who are going to decide this case, and they view it differently. I'm telling you, jurors view it differently because, for the most part, they really try and follow the evidence, follow the law. I know that sounds Pollyanna, but it's true. They really do. Not always, but often they really try and follow it, and they don't have that kind of passion or, kind of point of view that everybody else has from the outside.
Right. They're looking, this is their job. This is their job every day, and they're taking it seriously. So they're not going to have the same view that you do, hearing bits and pieces throughout the day.
But also,
which could be good or bad.
When we say they, there may not be a they here. It may be split. We don't know. I mean, it could be they all feel the same way, or 5 feel one way and 7 feel a different way, or 2 don't have any point of view. You don't know.
I was just thinking, if you're the alternate number 1 who got to actually participate today, all the alternates are watching and hearing all the testimony and taking their own notes. But your first day, where you're actually on the jury,
you're watching freak-offs.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I guess I signed up for this. Okay.
You know what I mean? That was a cool little 5-minute video. TMZ chopping it up about it. You know what I'm saying? Their little thoughts and views, what they feel under the shit. We all know Harvey from TMZ is that's the dude on the left or the right or the bottom of the screen, I believe. Whatever clip I used, I can't remember. But that's the dude, the non-black guy. You know what I'm saying? It's Harvey from TMZ. We all know he was a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? He really was in the field of law and all that. You know what I mean? So it's just an interesting take, hearing what they feel and think about it in that clip. You know what I mean? Last but not least, Wiz Khalifa. So Wiz Khalifa went on Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? And of course, a lot of people always ask this nigga about his weed habits and shit, being that he is highly into MMA and he's been working the fuck out. And you know what I mean? His body is all chiseled up. Nigga look like an MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? He been taking that MMA shit serious. So he's definitely asked the question. You know what I'm saying? We all know him, Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? Willie Nelson, Cheech and Chong, synonymous when it comes to smoking the marijuana. You know what I mean? So Wiz Khalifa was asked, how many do you smoke a day? You feel me? How many joints you think you smoke a day? And this nigga said, goddamn, 30. You feel me? Now, like I said, I'm going to go to the closing thoughts and I'm going to speak on what I feel about goddamn 30 motherfucking joints a day. You feel me? Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this next little clip you're about to see is just Wiz Khalifa on Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? And him saying this and him being asked these questions. Check it out.
Claim that you smoke 30 joints a day. True?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many hours a night do you sleep?
Probably like 6.
6 hours. Okay, that leaves 18. 30. Okay, that's like 1 3/4 joints an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And is that consistent throughout the day, or is it like 1 hour you'll smoke 3 of them and the next hour you have none, or how is it?
It's more like that, because I have things to do. I work out, I got kids, so I'm doing a lot of different things.
There are times where you go, okay, I'm not going to smoke for a little while.
Absolutely.
But then you go back and do you make up for it?
Well, it's like, you smoke and then somebody put it a really good way the other day. They said it's like a mental exercise. Like you smoke and then you just challenge yourself to do normal things throughout the day. Yeah.
In a way, you could say it's the opposite of a mental exercise.
That's it. You gotta try it.
How old were you when you started smoking, and who got you into it?
I started smoking pretty early, and it was just because of music. And
what does that mean, early? Like 18 months? What are we talking about?
Nah, it's like before the legal age, so I don't really want to say it to people.
I think you're okay now. But
I started smoking a little in my teens. It was just for music purposes, like being in the studio and hanging around other musicians. It was just the thing to do.
That's what they were doing?
Yeah, that's what everybody's doing. Like, we just smoking, we vibing out, and it kind of became something that later on in life, helped me to get through a lot of things.
You became a champion in that area, really. I mean, there's nobody that even touches you, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably Snoop. That's about it. And be real.
And Willie Nelson, maybe?
Willie Nelson.
Have you ever smoked with Willie?
I haven't smoked with Willie. He rolled me a joint one time, and one of my partners smoked it, man. So I didn't get to. Me and Willie got to run that back.
Do you have a lot of? Do you roll them all yourself, or
I do.
You do.
Yeah, you got to see, bro.
So you're spending a lot of time in the day with this.
I mean, throughout the day, it's always there.
Yeah. As you seen, you know what I mean? That was Wiz Khalifa on Jimmy Kimmel, you know what I'm saying? When he was asked, said that he smoked 30 joints a day. You know what I'm saying? So that's my quick little 4 topics, you feel me? So if you've been tuned in and you still tuned in, excuse me. Small interruption to this episode. If you ain't hit the subscribe button, now it's your time to hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? If you ain't hit it yet, go ahead and hit that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the episode. This is everything we went over in this episode 263. I went over how Drake called a Canadian politician a goof for this nigga attending and purchasing his own motherfucking ticket to the GNX tour. Said he was, after Drake called him a goof, he came out and had some rebuttaling words and said, you know what, I didn't even go for Kendrick. I was going for SZA. And Drake, you know what, you are the king of the city. I bow down to you. You feel me? I glaze you. I suck your. Then we also touched on Israel. You know what I'm saying? The wars and shit like that. How Israel had bombed Iran. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I'm saying? This war is still brewing. Definitely touched on that. We also touched on the jurors in the Diddy trial. They had to listen to the sex tapes and listen to Diddy porn in the courtroom. Then we touched on Wiz Khalifa. Said he smoked 30 joints a day. That's everything we touched on today. You know what I'm saying? So if you still tuned in, it's time for the final thoughts on everything we just went over. You feel me? So Drake calling this politician a goof because he wanted to attend a concert. I think Drake's a goof for that. I feel like, so what? You know what I'm saying? He purchased his own motherfucking ticket, whether he went for SZA or he went for Kendrick or he went for both of them. God damn it, you purchased the ticket to drive to the arena, to show the ticket, to go inside. You know what I'm saying? To view the show, the concert. You wanted to see it, my nigga. Them tickets ain't cheap because I was looking into them. God damn it. And them tickets is up there. You know what I'm saying? It's about when I was looking, it was about $300-400 a head, and that's for the nosebleed seats. You know what I'm talking about? So, nigga, you paid bread for that ticket. You know what I'm saying? You went there. You wanted to do that, and because Drake had an opinion about you, and you are a politician, you feel me? That means you got your own life going, is what I'm saying by that. You know what I'm saying? That means you not a musician, you not an artist, you don't do music, you ain't an actor, you's a politician. That means you got your own life going, you got your own money going. You know what I'm saying? You got your own media. You got your own following, whatever the fuck case may be. You feel me? So because Drake called you a goof, you had to rebuttal and kiss ass. Show Drake that you kiss his ass and all this type of shit. Calling him the king of the city and how much he done for the city. And you're right, I shouldn't have gone and all this type of bullshit, yo. You know what I mean? If you wanted to go, my nigga, you wanted to go. Who fucking cares, nigga? If that's whatever this fucking Drake got beef with motherfucking Kendrick Lamar, that's between them two. If you a fan of Drake and you a fan of Kendrick, goddammit, it is alright to be a fan of Drake and to be a fan of Kendrick. Nigga, if you wanted to go to that concert, that's what you wanted to do with your bread that you earned, that you made, that the government paid you and put in your bank account, my nigga. You wanted to use whatever 4, 5, 6, 700, maybe 1,000 of that and go to that concert. That's what you wanted to do. It shouldn't involve Drake's opinion about it. You know what I mean? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Drake is being real bitter. You know what I mean? It's okay to be a fan of both. It's okay to go to that concert. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? What Drake's gonna think about it. But goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to be a fan of both of them. You feel me? If you want to be a fan of Kendrick, want to be a fan of Drake, it's all good. You feel me? Kendrick fans is not gonna say, oh, nigga, you weak for going to a Drake concert. You know what I'm saying? But Drake fans is gonna say, oh, fuck you for going to a Kendrick concert. You see how backwards this shit is? You know what I'm saying? It's just backwards. You know what I'm saying? The two sides ain't gonna be equal as far as the fanship goes. You know what I mean? Drake, Kendrick went to Toronto in your city and sold it out. You know what I'm saying? It's just the type of person he is, people person. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody who trying to fit in. You feel me? Drake, you not gonna come out here and do a show in Compton, yo. You feel me? I don't know. Maybe you could though. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But now it's the fact that everything you saying, the bitterness in the court and taking the court and suing and all that just makes you look bad, and people don't like that. People see that and they don't fuck with that type of shit. So that's why it's just such a difference when it comes to the two. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is definitely exposed a lot, and you started spiraling from it. That's just what it is, yo. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. But you can't be calling people goofs and all that type of shit, or talking down on someone for attending a Kendrick Lamar concert that they spent their money for. That shit make you look like a goof. It'll make you look bored. You know what I'm saying? Make you look like you don't have nothing else to do. You don't have nothing else to think about besides this beef with Kendrick. Israel, you know what I'm saying, launched a devastating attack on Iran, fucked up their nuclear sites. That shit is definitely inciting a war. Like I said, you know what I'm saying, it's the unwritten rule behind wars and shit. You don't really fuck with a nuclear site. You know what I mean? That shit can enticed to a whole nother level of war. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with somebody's nukes. You know what I mean? It's something that all countries got. We all got nukes. You know what I'm saying? United States ain't the only motherfuckers holding nuclear bombs. Everybody got them. You know what I mean? So that's why we don't really fuck with them. We know that's, every country know that's the end of the world type shit. You know what I'm saying? If we go to a nuclear war, we all know the devastation and the impact from a nuke is too devastating. You feel me? Society is not going to be able to survive if goddamn 7 nations let off nukes. You feel me? That'll be the end of everything. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they bombed a nuclear site is something else. I don't know what's going to come after that, but definitely a whole lot of war shit is going to come after that. You feel me? Like they both are saying this ain't the end. You feel me? They both talking shit to each other. This ain't it. There's more to come after this. Trust that. You know what I'm saying? They done send drones over there, bomb their ass right back. Israel going to bomb their ass right back. And it's going to take, you know, it's only a matter of time before these other allies of countries get involved. You know what I'm saying? Other allies is going to get involved. We going to back Israel. We don't know who backing Iran. You know what I'm saying? Iraq definitely going to be backing Iran. A few other powerhouses, you know. I don't know who Russia going to fuck with. But yeah, man, it's getting ugly. That shit is brewing up, like I've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Definitely keep your eyes open to that shit, because it's coming to your backyard sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to realize it, face it, or not. You know what I mean? Whether you want to just ignore it, go to work every day like everything is fine and dandy, then go right ahead and do that. You feel me? Just don't be surprised if it happened to come to your backyard, though. You know what I'm saying? The jurors and shit was had to listen to Diddy sex tapes with earphones on. Lord have mercy, the awkwardness that must have been going on in that courtroom while you are watching Diddy Files, X-Files, Diddy porn, you feel me, of the shit, the freak-offs, everything you've been hearing about through the testimonies with the sex workers and the Punisher. Imagine seeing that shit. This nigga got a mask on and he naked with his dick out, and he got Cassie there naked and shit, and they get the fucking, and you see Diddy in a corner and you hear this nigga, yeah, take that, yeah, do that. All right, now spin her around, turn her over, bend her over, yeah. Just imagine the awkwardness and the creepy silence that was in this courtroom for them 10, 12 minutes of however many tapes that they had to look over. God damn it, that shit must have been some crazy shit. And even for Diddy, if you Diddy sitting there and you sitting there and you gotta sit there and see about 40, 50 motherfuckers witness your freak-offs in the court, that shit must have been wild, yo. I just imagine that shit must have been, I don't know, some type of awkwardness. Maybe some could have been enjoying the shit, some could have been feeling awkward. It's just a whole bunch of mixed emotions in that motherfucker while that shit was going on, I imagine, you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy as fuck, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, they got to see if Cassie was there and she was interested or not, because she making the claim she wasn't trying to fuck with none of that. So it's coming down to that, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what they gonna be seeing or uncovering with these tapes, you know what I'm saying? Who was in them and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But now whoever's in them, if they ain't really breaking no law, they names could still not get revealed, you know? If they just there fucking, you know, last I checked, it wasn't like in the book of illegal activities to fuck in a house that you own, you feel me? So, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's gonna come out, if names is gonna come out, like, oh, that was fucking Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, you feel me? It's hard to tell, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that shit must have been awkward as fuck, though. You know what I mean? Wiz Khalifa went on Jimmy Kimmel and said he smoked 30 joints a day. Now that shit, now in my mind, I'm like, nigga, you gotta be smoking some horse food, some hay, or something, because that is like, man, yo, it is only 24 hours in a day. You feel me? That's more than one every hour. You know what I'm saying? That's, I don't know, that is, your high is not lasting, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? 30? That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? If you are smoking high power, I mean, your high should last a cool 4-5 hours. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't lasting that, then goddamn it, your quality of weed is not up to par. You know what I'm saying? That's just for show. Smoking 30 a day is outrageous to me. And you're somebody like Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just don't. I mean, when I'm moving this shit, I'm not really like hitting weed the whole time I'm moving this shit like that. I might have to be in a spot, you feel me, that you can't just go smoke a joint. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be in a building, you feel me? Like yesterday, for example, I was at Golden One Center for a good 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's 4 hours I didn't hit no weed. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely smoked on the way there. So I was high the whole 4 hours, chilling, enjoying the what I was looking at type shit, you know what I'm saying? Enjoying the kids run their drills and shit like that. You know, thinking, damn, this is a good thing for the youth out here. You know what I'm saying? High as fuck the whole time. You feel me? So I don't get 30 a day is outrageous to me. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that you could be smoking high grade and you gotta roll up 30 fucking times, yo, in your day. I just don't see it being high grade. Now, Khalifa Kush is some fire, some of the best I have smoked, for real. KK is some of the best tree. Highest percentage, the KK I smoked, the highest percentage I smoked, the KK was a 44% THC, non-infused, all flower. You know what I'm saying? So if you, I just don't understand how you smoking that high of a grade and you feel the need to smoke every fucking 45 minutes. It's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it, you know? Maybe I respect weed too much. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was a millionaire and I know for sure I got an abundance. I mean, I have an abundance now and I'm not a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? But even if I just was a millions of dollars and I know for sure I'm getting pound for pound for pound for pound and I can just roll up for the fuck of it type shit, there's still not no way 30 a day. I just don't see it. My highs last, yo. And I just can't, I don't see me being high for 30 minutes and then having to roll up again. Like, I'm gonna want some different weed if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I just don't get it, yo. 30 is a lot, you feel me? 30 joints a day is a lot, you know what I'm saying? That's at least 40 grams a day, you know what I mean? That's a lot, you know what I'm saying? You gotta question the weed at some point, you know what I mean? But yeah, though, maybe that's my opinion, though, you feel me? I don't know. But yeah. But yeah, though, you feel me? That's my closing thoughts and shit for this episode 263. You know what I'm saying? This has been episode 263. You know what I'm saying? Thank all y'all for tuning in. You feel me? Because you know, you could have been doing anything you wanted to do in the world, no matter who you was. You know what I'm saying? Whether you was a son, whether you was a daughter, whether you was a niece, whether you was a nephew, whether you was a baby cousin, a little cousin, an older cousin, a big cousin, whether you was a grandma, a mother, a father, a grandpa, you know what I'm saying, an uncle, an auntie, you know what I mean? No matter who you is, and if y'all got pets that sit there at the same time and they watch Kons podcast right along with you, whether your pet be a cat, whether you got a dog, whether you got a kangaroo, you can have a pet tiger, you can have a pet motherfucking lion, you know what I'm saying? You can have a pet hedgehog, you feel me? You can have a pet ferret, a squirrel. I mean, it don't matter who it is. If they got eyes on Kons podcast, I definitely fucks boxes with him. You know what I'm saying? Like you see my emoji, homie. I mean my emoji nigga, my nigga emoji. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call that nigga. Scrolling up the screen, saluting you. You know what I'm saying? For giving this shit viewership. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. You hear the beat getting louder and louder in the background. This beat definitely was made by Amazing Beats. Rest in peace to my nigga, you know what I mean? And the other beats you heard in this episode, you know what I'm saying? It was also beats by my oldest son, beats by JJ, you feel me? Yeah, and it was also beats by Infectious, you know what I mean? Of West Coast Killer Beats. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, you know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. I'll see y'all next episode.
You hate me, don't you? 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 You hate me, don't you?
Stuff. So yesterday, I'll let you go. So yesterday, the jury got to see some of the freak off tapes, and the way that they did it is they shut down all the monitors in the court. They give the jury headphones, and everybody just sitting there to watch it. So there were some reports that in some of my friends that were in like the main courtroom area said to me that you could hear kind of like, you know how someone's listening to something in the headphones and it's like loud. You can hear little things like little moans here and there. Like that. But I don't know how in detail that hearing was, and you don't really know what you're hearing because you can't hear. First of all, the way that you're seated in court versus where the jury is, it's not like you're next to them, so you could be hearing something and you don't know, like you don't know what you're hearing. Yeah, so they didn't have a little screen in front of them to watch it. They just had to listen. The jury got a screen. They could also watch it. So they, you know, there's men and women